everybody, and welcome back to Doki Doki. We left off not that long ago. Let's go ahead and continue because I'm really invested in this now. And you're freaking me out, so we're gonna keep going. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I am glad to hear that. Once it starts to pick up, I might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. That's not the same story as last time, is it? But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and fixating them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. No, it's definitely different from last time. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. And that's kind of... It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yeah, it wasn't last time it was about this, like, girl. And that, like, reminded us of Yuri. That's so strange. Yuri made it sound like it was gonna be a nice story, so that dark twist came from nowhere. Ah. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Mouse? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah. I totally forgot that Yuri was into those things. She's so silent and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. That's not something Yuri would say. Then suddenly, I'm rambling, aren't I? Yeah, you definitely are, Yuri. That was, it sure was you rambling. Not again. I'm sorry. I don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writings fill my thoughts. What the heck? I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Ah. Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Oh, Yuri. Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but... What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright. It's fine if I sit here, right? I submitted this next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I opened the book and started the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. It may be a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. What was I saying? I was just bathing? You're bathing? What is happening right now? Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slip my desk until it's up against Yuri's, and then hold my book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm, and on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page, and Yuri slides under her thumb after it slips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're held even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Eh? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page for me, so I turn it by my own relation. Continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently leaning over the paper, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Eh? Well, hello, why are you making that face? No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. Ah. That's what you're talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. Well, this is definitely different. This is weird. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Haha. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Eh? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since you started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright. Don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Mouse? Did something happen just now? Eh? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry. I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh. No. Not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. What do you mean, didn't do anything to her? What do you think I'm gonna do? I'm just trying to make friends. That is totally my only intention. No, nothing. Don't worry. I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright. You say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Eh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. I guess we'll do Natsuki. We always do Monica last. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Do you like it? Why? Why? What the heck? Mouse, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What? You expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put effort in it. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I like to read it. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just start trying again. Fair enough. Well, teach their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid. Dun, 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 dun. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. And cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. And people can try. But that's about it. Sorry. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of a poem for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but that made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah. Guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Monica. Hi, Mouse. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, have you ever had any suggestions for the club? Like new activities, things we could do better? I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright. Keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Mouse. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's the sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. Hand Monica my poem. Great job, Mouse. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easy for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts that I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get that impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that's probably that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She was really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Eh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. Wait a minute. Is this a continuation of the last poem? That Ishimin? But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in the room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gone pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the time between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deeper stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is, you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Open the music for a second. I was the only one that heard that, right? Even if there's being nice, there's no way my poems could stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something on her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As I read in tandem, I watch either expression change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss a symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks. But it didn't really come out all nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, it would have someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it. And Mouse did too. So based on that, I'm glad to give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Mouse liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. And Tsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? And you realize you're so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. What is this music? That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Mouse appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Oh, okay. Huh? And how do you know you didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go to my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Ugh. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as the Mouse started showing up. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Thinking of your own insecurities and others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy bitch. Oh, okay. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend what is happening. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to improve in anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. If you think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by just acting cute, you know, the cute thing about you is how hard you try. Okay, then what is happening? Well, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Oh, Natsuki. Natsuki. Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the heck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Mouse hear everything you really think. I'm sure we'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing here. Mouse, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. Oh my, oh, okay. Yuri! I choose, Natsuki? Yuri? What is happening? Yuri! Natsuki! Ah! Hi. Hey, mouse. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay. Sorry about that. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Yeah, that sounds nice. I think this is a good time to end this off. Like and subscribe, please and thank you. I will see you all next time. Run the outro.